Connect Forth, the radio forum for students. Connect Forth News and Sport.
Last week, engineering students at Forth Valley College were invited to the Morphotechnics 3D scanning studio to gain an insight on how the company produces helpful model prototypes.
3D printing is one of the most cutting-edge technologies around at the moment, and this opportunity was very rare. 3D printing can print in over 100 different materials and is even being used to print prosthetic limbs.
Companies such as Coca-Cola and Nokia have only just begun using 3D printing due to the expensive price. This makes the students' visit even more special.
As the technology becomes more prominent, it's likely that we could be using them in the college in the near future.
Connect Forth News and Sport.
Remember, at the last stroke of midnight, the spell will be broken and all will return to what it was before.
Here at Cineworld, we can help you escape to the past, present and future. With everything from Hollywood blockbusters to independent films, we have it. Sit back and relax, as students will receive a discount off all tickets with just a show of their student card. Or also you can get 10% off if you book online at Cineworld's website.
I was designed to save the world. People will look to the sky and see hope. I'll take that from them first.
So come along to your nearest Cineworld.
It's me and the man's anniversary tomorrow, and I'd like to look good for him, but the salons are just so expensive.
I hear you, Sandra, and it's not as if there's any salons near us.
Ladies, Forth Valley College has modern, fully equipped hair and beauty salons in our Alloa, Falkirk and Raploch campuses. The salons are open to the public and offer a wide range of hair, beauty and nail treatments at wonderfully low prices. For more information, contact 01786 272 315. That's the contact number. Now, if you'll excuse me, ladies, I've got a wee facial to attend.
FVC really is the place to be. Beautified.
Connect Forth feature.
Scotland. A tranquil country with hundreds of islands, majestic mountains, beautiful canals, rivers and lochs, full of peace and quiet. A place where you can hear the birds chirp and the rivers run. That is until a Saturday afternoon where a certain sport takes over. That sport is of course football. It's our national sport. Each and every single week, thousands of men, women and children flock from their homes to a stadium to cheer on their beloved team. It's become a national tradition to have a pie and bovril at half-time. Goal scorers have become heroes to some and villains to many, many others. But it seems in more recent years that fewer and fewer people are taking part in this decades-old tradition. And this problem is what we're going to delve into in the first part of this Connect Forth Sports feature. Since the 90s, in fact, since even I started to go to football myself about 12 years ago, attendances all over Scottish football have been on a relatively sharp decline. Despite this, Scotland still has the highest attendance per population at matches across the whole of Europe, with around 3% of the population attending a match every weekend. Now, this stat would normally be seen in a positive light, but if you actually compare it to what it was like throughout the 80s, 90s and even way back in the 70s, where it was constantly above 7%, even verging on 10% in some years, it's actually quite a worrying stat. Even the Forth Valley's largest teams haven't been exempt from this issue. Take Falkirk for example. 10 years ago they had an average attendance of around 5,500 fans. Now that's slumped down to just below 4,000. So in just 10 years the attendance has fallen by 20%. And the theme is almost identical in every other team in the area. However, statistically, this year seems to be an exception in the Forth Valley area, with attendances on the whole actually increasing for the first time in about 2 decades. But this fact is solely due to the number of away fans that were attending games, benefiting Falkirk and Alloa especially, with not only Rangers in their division but Hearts and Hibs as well. But if the home attendances of all 3 teams are actually taken into account, it's actually slightly down from last year. For the majority of the matches in the area, the stadiums are sitting half empty. So what kind of people are still attending these matches? So what would you say is the average age of someone who goes to a football game?
I'd say the average age of a football fan these days is probably, I don't know, about 50?
I don't know, like 40?
The average age is probably like 45 or 50.
Most folk these days must be at least over 40.
So as you can see, the average age of people actually going to football games is really quite high. What are the teams in the central area actually doing in an attempt to engage young people, students, people between 18 and 25 years old? Well, you better get your countdown heads on, folks, because we're about to head straight into a numbers round. The biggest team in the area, Falkirk, actually has a concessions deal, which includes those of us that are students. The matchday tickets cost around £13. If you compare that to the £20 ticket that would cost without the deal, that saves you £7 a match. There's a similar deal for season ticket offers where you can save almost £100 if you use your student card. That's over a £5 a game. But fellow championship side Alloa don't actually have any deals for us students, with ticket prices being £16 for normal opponents and £18 for bigger teams, if you're over 18 student or not. Whilst in the division below League One, both Stenhousemuir and Stirling Albion have great deals for students, with matchday tickets only being around £8. As well as this, they both have great season ticket offers available for only around £100, which, if you count up, comes to an extortionate £5.50 per game. East Downlandshire are even cheaper than that, with matchday tickets only costing £5 if you have your student card. Obviously, the two most supported teams in the country are Rangers and Celtic, but both of these clubs don't actually have any deals for students, and their ticket prices are a lot higher than the teams that are in this local area. But are the deals enough to encourage students to return to football games? I'm wearing out in the corridors of the Stirling campus to find out. If you were to go to a football game, how much would you expect to pay?
If I was to go to a football game, I would roughly pay £10 to £15.
I'd usually expect to pay about £20 for a game.
How much would I pay for a football ticket? Probably, on average, well, it depends how good the game was. If it was a top game, probably about £20 or £30 max. But if it was like a lower league team, you'd want it for probably about under 15 anyway.
What if I told you you could go to a game for £5? Would you go?
A fiver? Oh, that's not bad. I'd go to that.
Just £5 for a game? Yeah, I'd probably go for that.
Under £5, that's pretty good. I'd probably, definitely I would go.
So it's not just the ticket prices that are keeping people away from the gates in the Forth Valley area. And in fact, you're probably shouting at your device right now for me even suggesting that. So, to find out what was keeping people away, I met up with Falkirk fan Stuart Ross and his dad Colin in the pub before the Falkirk Rangers game last week. So, why do you think less and less younger people are going to football matches nowadays?
The enjoyment at the game. You're not allowed to stand up and shout, you're not allowed to swear at a referee, you're not allowed to sing. You're not allowed to carry a cup of tea up the path at half time.
It's not like if you're actually
not allowed to do anything.
Now, you literally have police standing 10 yards in front of you watching the cameras, video cameras as well. They literally, it's so patronising. Why would you want to pay money to think that you're actually...
No,
that's like me paying money to stand outside the police station and shout.
I mean, the players and the referees nowadays are little sensitive souls that don't like abuse.
You know,
I'm sure in the 60s and 70s they got dogs abuse. Worse than we'll get now.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's a working class game, is it not? Surely. So people that go to the game surely expect that.
You just said that football is a working class game. A lot of students are working class. Do you think clubs are giving enough discount for students to actually be able to afford to go to games?
Hard up students. Oh. You think you should get them cheap because you're a student, like?
Well, yeah.
No.
Well,
a lot of working people don't earn that much money either.
I know, it's not. Well, that's like the Liverpool fans boycotted the game last night because they didn't want to spend £50
to watch Hull City.
But that's because Hull are charging the £50 because
they
know that Liverpool will sell the tickets. Now that happens in Scotland as well. Teams put the prices up to play the big teams because they know that they'll sell the tickets.
Nowadays they go out and do selling tickets. When was the last time Dunfermline had 12,000 for their Rangers of Celtic game? The last sellout they had was Falkirk.
As you said, there's a decline in people turning up for home games, even against the big teams. So, why do you think that is?
You'd probably sell out for Rangers and Celtic if it was genuinely a good team you're coming to watch. But nowadays it's not.
That's what I was saying earlier, because 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when Rangers and Celtic had big name players, you would pay to go and watch them. But why pay £25 nowadays to go and watch Stefan Johansson and Near Beaton, whoever he is?
Exactly.
Why would you do that?
Who are these people?
Why would you pay £25 to watch Liam McCulloch and Ian Blackburn?
How do you think teams can make local youngsters go to more games?
If your dad Matt's interested and took you when you were wee, you'd probably be interested and you would go.
And that's always going to be.
If your family's not interested in football in the first place, how you go get them interested?
And they're all interested in English football these days.
There's too much. There's other things to do. And if they go support a team because they've seen them on the telly, there's every chance it's not going to be a Scottish team or a local team. When have you seen Alloa on the telly? When have you seen Dunfermline on the telly?
So, according to Ross and Colin, it's a combination of the value for money aspect and the media output that are driving people away from their local gates. And, to be honest, they do have a point. Why would you spend £15 on a championship match when there's much higher quality games readily available on the TV? A few decades ago, the standard of Scottish football was much, much higher. Rather than teams like Falkirk and Alloa having international stars, they're now forced to bring through young blood, and back then, the ticket prices were a lot cheaper. So that's why less and less people are actually going to the matches. Hopefully the Bairns' success in the Scottish Cup this year can ignite a flame that spreads right across the Forth Valley area, causing more and more young people like me and you to head to our local football stadiums on a Saturday afternoon. That's all for this Connect Forth feature on local football. Stay tuned though, because later on in the podcast, Chris is going to be taking a look into the gym culture that is sweeping the nation right now. So, just in case you've been wondering, I'm Connor Patterson, and until next time, have a good one.
Connect Forth feature.
FVC, the place to be to enjoy a deliciously different dining experience. The Gallery restaurant, based in Forth Valley College's Stirling campus, is a truly unique venue with a definite wow factor. It combines the art of fine dining with spectacular views of famous Stirling landmarks, including the River Forth, the Ochil Hills and the Wallace Monument. Sit back, relax and enjoy the breathtaking scenery at the Gallery restaurant, while the award-winning team provide you with first-class contemporary cuisine and hospitality. Each weekday, the Gallery serves appetising breakfast between 10 and 11:15am and is open for lunch between 12 and 2pm, offering a flavoursome and varied set menu. On Tuesday and Thursday evenings, it is open between 5 and 7pm, serving deliciously decadent dinners, and is also available for hire and private dining. To book or find out more, call 01786 406 027 or visit theplace.forthvalley.ac.uk. Reviews of the Gallery can now also be found on TripAdvisor. The Gallery at FVC, the place to be.
When you enrolled as a student at Forth Valley College, you automatically became a member of the Student Association. This year the SA offers a representation for the student body, ensuring that your voice is heard, and they will offer advice on different issues and situations such as academic or welfare. Also, as a member you can gain access to the online student blog Fusion, and it also means that more support is made ready available to you throughout the year. So why not get involved with the Student Association and email us at student.association@forthvalley.ac.uk or phone us on 01324 403 290 or follow them on Facebook.
Forth Valley Student Association, letting the student voice be heard.
Connect Forth Special.
Mortal Kombat returns for the first time on PS4 and Xbox One with Mortal Kombat X. This time with more blood, guts and gory fatalities than ever before. One thing that the Mortal Kombat series does differently than other 2D fighting games is its inclusion of a story mode. Rather than just picking a character from a roster of buff guys and scantily clad ladies and fighting against different opponents for no given reason like most fighting games, the story mode in Mortal Kombat X makes connections between the buff guys and scantily clad ladies. Still, the story mode is a welcome addition to the vast content that the game offers. Mortal Kombat X is a sequel to 2011's Mortal Kombat, which was confusingly the 9th game in the series, though it had the same name as the first. A strangely common trend that's popular in game and movie sequels nowadays. The plot is your basic good guys versus bad guys with some funny and even touching moments sprinkled in here and there. It's a mix of cheesy 90s sci-fi and bloody horror. The game even has the inclusion of the first gay character in the series, and for a game about turning people into bloody pulp, it dealt with the issue in a surprisingly tactful and respectful way. But for gamers not interested in the story, you'll be glad to hear that the gameplay is better than it has ever been. Gone are the jerky movements of the past, and instead fast fluid animations take their place and make fights look much better.
Finish him!
Kung Lao wins. Fatality.
The famous fatalities are back and more gloriously disturbing than ever. As well as these, carried over from the previous game, are the X-ray moves that let you see every bone break and muscle rip as the characters pummel each other. I guarantee fellow male players of the game will cringe every time they see Cassie Cage's X-ray move used against one of the male characters in the game. It's a real ball buster. All these additions and more make this the best Mortal Kombat yet. My only complaint about the game is the online. Although the fact that everyone I seem to play against is just way too good at the game, not that I'm a sore loser or anything, is definitely a factor in my enjoyment of the online. The lag and stutter I've experienced with almost every game makes the experience less enjoyable. There is plenty of online modes to play though, and with more content promised and upcoming downloadable content, there will be things worth coming back to for a long time, which is more than you can say about a lot of fighting games coming out now. Overall, Mortal Kombat X is an excellent addition to the fighting genre and the best Mortal Kombat yet. With an interesting story mode, fun gameplay and tons of content, if you're a fan, this is a must buy. I give this game a 9 out of 10.
Finish him!
Connect Forth wins. Fatality. Connect Forth Special.
Come visit the View Cinema in Stirling. We are here to fulfill all your movie needs. Are you a student? Extra bonus. You can come along and watch a film for as little as £6.80 at off-peak times and £7.95 at peak times. Teenagers under 18? You can get in even cheaper than that. You can also take advantage of our Super Tuesdays, where you can get up to a third off your ticket prices. Just visit our website and sign up to receive your exclusive code. Is there a film you fancy that isn't out yet? Hop in and book now. Never miss out on an opening night again. For more details about the View Cinema Stirling and to find out what's on, visit myview.com.
Unidays is a free instant access discount website for students. The website gives students access to discount codes from a range of online and in-store retailers. These range from music and clothing to technology. 3.5 million students around the world are saving money every day with Unidays. In partnership with universities, colleges and leading retailers around the world, Unidays have developed a new and innovative way of verifying students. Verification of student ID is needed when signing up. The Unidays app is designed to tell you where and when you can get discount, as well as acting as your student ID when redeeming in store. For more information and to sign up, visit www.myunidays.com.
If you need help coping with stress, anxiety, or any other issues making a negative impact on your life, Forth Valley College has their own counselling service, and our college counsellor can speak to you in complete confidentiality. The Learner Advisory Team can help by making a referral to the counselling service, who can then help to resolve your difficulties within a number of counselling sessions. If you feel that accessing this service would be beneficial, then please speak to a learning advisor at main reception at any one of our 4 campuses.
Connect Forth feature.
I should have a degree in pulling women.
I am a Geordie girl with a VIP edge.
If you look up pulling in the dictionary, my name's next to it.
I would never kiss anyone without a six-pack.
Yeah, man. The boys are here, the girls are here, and the muscle men are here. Bikini chicks are the bait, and romance the reward.
It's a new year and a new you. Circuit training is the perfect workout for a busy schedule. And today's workout is designed to help you get fit in 2015. Let's get started.
Let's get started indeed. My name is Chris Cummins, and today, dear listener, you and I are going to take a little journey through the world of bodybuilding and gym culture. You know the kind I mean. You know, you've seen it all over your Facebook recently. The boasting of bench presses, the six-pack photos. You've seen the memes asking if you even lift. If you're male, you've no doubt felt emasculated at some point when you're in a club and some tanned guy comes over without a shirt on and starts buying shots for everyone. But you know what they say, your body is a temple. So surely the gym must be some kind of paradise. Well, certainly not for me.
Put Olivia Newton-John back on!
Thank you. I've never been to the gym in my life. Well, I mean, I do have a membership for Ballantyne's, but that's only because they have the best cafe. The butternut squash soup they do really is to die for. Because yes, as crazy as it sounds, dear listener, there are people out there who would rather have a protein bar than have a Twix, or a Whisper, or a deep-fried Twix. So I ask you, what is with this recent surge of bodybuilding and gym culture? What gives people a kick out of lifting weights and drinking protein shakes? And what makes people start? Is it vanity? Health obsession? Or is it Geordie Shore? I think this calls for a vox pop. I went to Stirling Town Centre and asked some people what they thought about the recent rise in gym culture and bodybuilding. Here were some of the responses.
Well, I think it's just people with far too much time in their hands. They tend to find that the bigger they are, the thicker they are. They can't string 2 sentences together, most of them. Say, well, look at me, I can lift big heavy things. No, get a job.
I don't know about I know the gym culture sort of do with diet and figures and media, bodybuilding. I don't know, it used to be and then it faded away, now it's come back. I personally think it's horrible.
You do see a lot of people at the gym whose main intention is just to build muscle. I go to a gym, but I go to lose weight instead of even gain it. Can't really fathom the whole obsession with bodybuilding. I blame superhero movies.
I think that there's been a recent surge in the bodybuilding hysteria because of TV shows like Jersey Shore and Geordie Shore and stuff like that, because they've got like this gym tan laundry thing.
Right.
That's like a thing that they do, and I think it's something to do with that because that was really popular a few years back, and that's when it all started. That's when all the shops appeared, and then the mass hysteria and bodybuilding mania.
Media is definitely giving it a spotlight. When you look at shows like Geordie Shore, they are looked up as sort of idols from the younger people, as something to become almost, because they're so well received by the opposite gender.
No, I do think the people who get so ripped and then cover themselves in fake tan are a bit of a
Oh, some very strong opinions there. It seems clear that bodybuilding still has a certain stigma attached to it, and maybe with good reason. I interviewed a 31-year-old former amateur bodybuilder by the name of Kevin Pepperley to find out if there was method to the madness. So Kevin Pepperley, thank you very much for speaking with me today. First off, I would just like to ask you the question of what actually got you into bodybuilding in the first place?
It was just after the Summer Olympics, and I saw the weightlifting on TV just as a wee lad, and I just went, I want to look like that. I want to be that man. And I did. I realised my dream.
What is it about bodybuilding that kind of gave you that passion?
It's the peak physical fitness. You know Socrates?
Mm-hmm.
Socrates says, it's a shame if you live your life not becoming the best you can. Socrates said that.
But of course, you're not a bodybuilder anymore because, would you like to go into sort of why you're not bodybuilding anymore?
Sorry, it's just a bit of a sensitive subject.
No, that's okay.
Well, I became too into it, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I began using steroids. And I became bigger and better, but I just became really hateful and spiteful towards my wife. We're no longer together, but the way I looked, I didn't care that my family didn't love me. They didn't want to be with me because I looked amazing. Felt so good. I felt like a superhero. But then my mum got MS.
But you're a different man now.
Yeah, no, I'm chilled out. I go to the social club. I like the karaoke. You don't need to be that way, you know. People like me for who I am now.
Why do you think people do bodybuild?
In a word, insecurity.
About yourself, about your personality? Or?
I never had the best relationship with my dad. He was not a kind man, and he was partial to a drink.
Mm-hmm.
He was not flattering, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. So if you were speaking to a young person who wants to go into bodybuilding, say like a weedy person like me, say if I wanted to be like how you looked at your peak.
Well, you'd need to work very hard for that. I don't know if you would have that in you, you know.
Nah, probably wouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah. But it's just, you've got to, one step at a time. Left foot, right foot, pump and iron. Take a bit of protein. Don't go near those needles.
You were talking about steroids earlier on. Do you think bodybuilding has a limit?
As a former bodybuilder, there was no limit. You always wanted to be a little bit bigger,
mm-hmm.
a little bit stronger,
mm-hmm.
a little bit faster.
I'm quite interested in the fact that bodybuilding and gym culture has really peaked in the last few years. Why do you think it's become so popular again?
Well, you look at these movie stars and action heroes, and they're all ripped, and that's something kids want to aspire to. People want to be.
Right.
And also, I think it's the sense of community that you get at the gym. I'll walk in and I'll be like, alright Tam, you don't get that anywhere else these days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a place to belong. It's where everybody knows your name.
Like Cheers.
That was Kevin Pepperley there with some fascinating insight into his past as a bodybuilder. You know, I get the feeling that so far it's all been rather negative, a bit doom and gloom, wouldn't you agree? Take protein shakes for example. Now it's very easy to make fun of them, but have you ever actually tried one? Well, time to tie your apron on, because it's time for another edition of Chrissy in the Kitchen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Chrissy in the Kitchen. My name is Chrissy, and this is my kitchen. I'm joined by my co-host and professional taster, Fat Mikey.
Hi everyone.
You know, I heard, Mikey, that you're so fat that yesterday you stepped on the scales and it said, 1 at a time, please.
He makes that same joke every time.
Alright, so today we're going to show you...
But he's a good guy, really.
So today we're going to show you how to make a delicious vanilla protein shake worthy of Mr. Universe himself. Ooh. That's right, folks. So in order to make this protein shake, you will require a blender. So we're going to start off by cracking 3 eggs and putting them straight into the blender. So far so good. We're then going to put 2 to 3 scoops of good vanilla ice cream into the blender. Whoa, save some of that ice cream for the blender, Mikey. I wasn't eating it. Then we're going to add 1 cup of milk. Now, you can use semi-skimmed for this, however I would personally recommend we go for full fat. And then, and this is of course the vital part of all this, you're going to have to add 2 scoops of protein powder. Now, for this in particular, I am using whey protein powder. Other brands are available. Then we're just going to blend it all up. After the blending is done, pour it into a glass and put it in the fridge to cool down for a little bit. After about 15-20 minutes, you've ended up with a beautiful vanilla protein shake. Delicious and perfect for an after gym shake. You know what? I'm going to start going back to the gym. That wasn't a joke. Stressing out is a staple of being a student, which is maybe why so many of them seem to be hitting the gym these days. I spoke to 21-year-old marine biology student Sarah Moon about lifting and how she balances it with the rest of her life. Tell me what it is you're eating, Sarah.
Here I have chicken, some veg and olive oil, all weighed out.
Completely weighed out?
Yeah, everything, even like the vegetables have carbs, so they're taken into consideration. Fats is my olive oil and protein coming from the chicken, so all weighed out. This, I'm not really eating it for its taste, it's more for what it's going to do within the body and pretty much engaging towards my end goal, which is to build muscle.
What's the end game? Why is it worth it?
Why is it worth it? That's a good question. I want to have that look of how you look on stage, which you can't get without doing this. But if like I slip and then I have like a cheat day, like or eat rubbish or something, like I kind of like I don't know, find that it affects me a little bit. Like I'll kind of feel bad for doing it.
What is it about that look that you find so alluring?
You wouldn't see someone walking down the street like that. I like the fact that like you can look at them straight away and you can tell like wow, she like lifts weight or something. I know it's sort of like a masculine trait, but like the bigger arms, I sort of like that, but not taken to the extent where it looks masculine, still like feminine in a way, almost artistic in a way.
I don't know, like if you went into a gym, or if you told people that you do, for lack of a better word, bodybuild, do you think you get different reactions because you're female?
Yeah, I told my parents actually. I told them I've been doing it for a year and never told them, because when I first started, like I was a little bit embarrassed that I was doing bodybuilding. Like I was kind of shy, I didn't really want to come out, because when I first started, even just Olympic lifting, I was getting judged to things that were being told, like said to me. They were really quite nasty things that were being said. So I've done it for a year and never really told anyone, and it came out to my parents. Although I compete in bikini isn't technically bodybuilding, I see what I do as bodybuilding. So I told them that I'd been doing bodybuilding for a year and I was going to enter my first competition. It was so awkward, right? I went out for a meal, I'd sat out, and then I just kind of came out with it mid-sentence, like I've been talking about it, I came out with it, and then they just continued to eat. They didn't say anything, they didn't look at me, they just continued to eat. And I was like, oh my goodness. Eventually, my dad looked up and was like, why are you doing that? And my mum turned around and she was like, ooh, she actually said ooh. But eventually they've kind of grown to accept it more, because they know that that's the thing, they know that it's not going to be the bodybuilder per se that you think of. Yeah, a lot of people do kind of immediately judge you and think that you're going to become crazy masculine when you're not. But right. Yeah, it comes with doing it. But at the end of the day, for every person that you've got like throwing you off or saying that's horrible, you've got 2 people saying that's amazing, like you're doing great and stuff. So for me personally, when I first started Olympic lifting, I was posting photos on like Facebook or Instagram, and some of the comments were being said were like, oh Sarah, why are you lifting? Or that looks heavy, a girl shouldn't be lifting that heavy. And then someone I kind of like started arguing with someone saying like, you know, it's like I can do whatever I want, like it's not really heavy or anything. And the first comment they said was like, oh, I think all this anger is coming from like your raised testosterone levels from doing this. And that was one of the things that just put me off straight away. Immediately they think like, you know, bodybuilding, testosterone, manly, and it just, that kind of like put me off straight away. So that kind of like threw me in for a while. But yeah, since then I've just kind of realised that these are the misconceptions people have, and it's ridiculous, but I'm going to deal with them, because sure. people think that sometimes.
Talk me through again how you actually initially got into it.
Yeah, so when I was 18, just finished high school, I'd been kind of like out drinking a lot. I was like living for the weekend, didn't really do much of my life, just kind of like wanted to go out and get drunk all the time. And then that summer, the first summer that I went away, and I worked in Gran Canaria myself teaching scuba diving, so I was always busy, I was always doing something, you know, I was actually swimming to work at one point, I was swimming to the dive centre. So doing that, coming home at 7 at night, like you're tired. I came back home to Scotland and I kind of like took a hard look in the mirror. I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like I can see what I could be doing, and then I came back here and was like, it's just kind of a waste. So I knew that I wanted to start some sort of sport, so I tried everything. I tried swimming, I tried spinning, I tried running, everything, and eventually I found an Olympic lifting class at university, and I started that. I'd done that for a year and competed, and then I'd always sort of like the look of female bodybuilders, the girls that compete. So eventually I got into that a year after. But I think if you're trying to do it to impress girls or for like a blatant reason like that, like a lot of guys do, then it's a bit futile.
Because obviously there is such a weird sexualisation of the gym.
I would say there is. Like, it can be seen as a bit of an extreme as well. So I know personally, I've had people saying things like asking me to pay me money to like dominate them and do like weird stuff in the bedroom. So I'd say there is a sort of, it's almost like a fetish though, to that extent. But yeah, sort of one of the weirder sides.
Sure.
I would say within my age category, another reason as well is when you come out of high school, like you're under 18, you're probably not going to be inside the gym. When you get older that age, it does become more common. So I know for that reason, I'd say after a certain age, but I don't know why more people are actually coming towards it. I couldn't say in particular. Do not know. Probably shows like Geordie Shore. They're promoting that sort of body, maybe.
Well, there you have it. I hope this little journey has corrected any misconceptions you might have had about gym culture. Sure, there are some annoying people who go to the gym based off of Geordie Shore, but the majority of people seem to have a real passion for it. It's a dedication that requires skill, discipline and patience. And in this era in which everybody connects over social media, I think it's comforting to know that there's still a community like the gym where people can gather and self-improve. Oh, it felt good to get that weight off my chest. So why not get yourself down to the gym? I mean, even if you don't want to exercise, you're more than welcome to sit with me and have a coffee. I've been Chris Cummins. Thanks for listening.
Connect Forth feature.
The Hippodrome Cinema in Bowness is a unique venue that shows great films at low prices.
The Hippodrome Cinema, a disability friendly showing and audio description is available from the front door. Tea, coffee, cake is also there too.
The Hippodrome Cinema has great surroundings and experiences. Come along on Saturday at 11 AM, where all tickets are £2.50. You can go see Billy Elliot at the Hippodrome Cinema on the 25th of October at 7 PM. Tickets are £12.50.
You can like the Hippodrome Cinema on Facebook or follow us on Twitter for more information. The Hippodrome Cinema, great films at low prices. Come along and enjoy.
The Bistro of Forth Valley College offers a wide variety of delicious food and drinks. Open from 10 AM till 4 PM every weeknight and open late till 6 PM on a Wednesday, there isn't a time where you won't be welcomed along to the Raploch Community Campus. Whether it's just a coffee and a biscuit you're after or a full meal, the Bistro will be able to meet your catering needs, with breakfast and lunch menus to satisfy even the fussiest of taste buds. So if you fancy coming along to the Bistro, you can make a booking on 01786 272 318. FVC, the place to be for contemporary cuisine.
Connect Forth Special.
So, Riley, how was the first day of school?
Fine, I guess.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong. Signal the husband.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What is it, woman?
Inside Out is the next big Pixar movie starring Amy Poehler, playing as Joy, the groundbreaking animation from the same director as Up, Peter Docker. Inside Out focuses on the spiraling emotions in the mind of a teenage girl called Riley. Inside her mind we join her rival emotions: fear, joy, anger, sadness and disgust.
I'm Joy. This is Sadness. That's That's anger. What? This is disgust. And that's fear. We're Riley's emotions.
Pete Docker wanted to create something that would be relatable to everyone. He saw that this is always a question we ask ourselves. What are they thinking? We all have experienced our emotions getting the better of us, so why not make a film where we look into these emotions? The clever part of the movie is that it's relatable to all ages, as we don't just look into the mind of Riley, we also look into her mum and dad's emotions.
These are Riley's memories. They're mostly happy, you'll notice, not to brag. I wanted to maybe hold one. What happened? Sadness?
She did something to the memory.
Is everything okay? I don't know.
Take it back, Joy.
I'm trying.
Joy, no.
Let
wait.
Go.
The core memories.
No.
Riley is uprooted from her Midwest life when her father starts a new job in San Francisco. Riley and everyone else is guided by their emotion. The personified emotions live in headquarters, the control centre inside Riley's mind, where they help advise her through everyday life. As Riley and her emotions struggle to adjust to a new life in San Francisco, turmoil ensues in headquarters when sadness accidentally causes herself and Joy to get lost within Riley's mind. Although Joy, Riley's main and most important emotion, tries to keep things positive, the remaining emotions conflict on how best to navigate a new city, house and school, while joy and sadness trek through the rest of Riley's mind.
Can I say that curse word now?
What do we do now?
Nothing's working. Why isn't it working?
We have a major problem.
Oh, I wish Joy was here.
We can fix this. We just have to get back to headquarters.
That's long-term memory. You could get lost in there.
Think positive.
Okay. I'm positive you will get lost in there.
This incredible journey will show us Pixar's idea of Imagination Land and take us deep into Riley's surreal abstract thoughts. This movie will look at our minds like never seen before. With 3D animation, we will see Pixar's idea of what the mind looks like. The trailer that was published on the 10th of December has already reached 15 million views on YouTube, as after it was heavily shared on Facebook, it went viral. This movie will have its world premiere at the 68th Cannes Film Festival with a worldwide release on the 24th of July.
School was great, alright?
What was that? I thought you said we were gonna act casual.
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
All right, make a show of force. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot.
Riley, I do not like this new attitude.
Oh, I'll show you attitude, old man. No, breathe.
What is your problem? Just leave me alone!
Sir, reporting high levels of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
DEFCON 2!
I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from.
You want a piece of this, Pops?
Yeah, well, look.
Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready to launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire!
That's it. Go to your room.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Yeah! Woo! Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
Inside Out is set to break the records for Pixar and be this year's summer movie. So head down to your local cinema to go see a movie that you cannot miss.
Connect Forth Special.
I would love to get fit, but the gyms are just too expensive and I don't have the time.
Well, now you do. With gyms available on our Falkirk, Alloa and Stirling campuses, students only pay £20 and that's for a full year.
Wow!
Open Monday to Friday. Check the times for your campus's gym. Come along and we'll give you a workout.
FVC really is the place to be.
Whether you want to travel across an ancient land, do battle with evil wizards, or traverse the seven seas, a book can take you there. And here at Waterstones, we have a book for every mood. But that's not all. Bring in your student ID and sign up for the Waterstones student card and start earning points towards your next purchase. You collect 10 points for every £1, and every point is worth a penny, so you'll be earning back 10% with every purchase. So come and visit us in the Thistle Centre or on Falkirk High Street and pick up your next adventure.
Connect Forth News and Sport.
Forth Valley College students and their staff are gearing up to take part in Scotland's best loved small festival, the Moor Festival in Lochernhead, between the 23rd and 24th of May.
Students from multiple courses will be involved, with the hospitality providing catering and services to the festival. The salon team will also be there adding a touch of glamour to the festival with a hair and makeup pop-up pamper parlour. in the meadow as well, as the digital media students will be there to film the event as it unfolds.
The Moor Festival is an annual 2-day event that takes place in the last weekend in May. Over the 2 days, traditional Scottish food and drink will be mixed with music, as well as comedy acts to provide entertainment.
Diana Creed, the head of hospitality at the college, stated, "The Moor Festival has established itself as one of the best events on the summer entertainment calendar, and we're delighted to form the exciting partnership with them."
That was Connect Forth News,
keeping you connected.
Connect Forth News and Sport. Connect Forth, the radio forum for students. Connect Forth.
You have been listening to Connect Forth, the radio forum for students.
Radio.
This podcast was brought to you by the Back 2 Media and Communications students. We thank you for listening and we hope you will continue to tune in.